Hi guys, my name's Lucas, I'm 20, I like long walks on the beach and thinking of how I'll kill myself. This first poem is about love. There's a void in my life. Sigmund Freud says I want to fuck my father's wife, but I don't really think that's true. Like, maybe I want to fuck my dad too. I'm just kidding, I don't know my dad. This next one is about gender and gender equality, because I'm a man, and being a man means a lot to me. Also, it would if I was a girl. Hear me roar, you can't ignore us. I sexually identify as a stegosaurus. My best friend thinks he's a train. Everyone else thinks he's going insane. And Poppy, she thinks she's a plant. Staring at the sun entranced in a in a chant. So whether you be Z, Zay, it or Clay, we all stick together. Two genders, man, you should know better. I'm sorry, I didn't mean man. Did you just assume my gender? I'm so fluid, I'm known as a 4-week bender. Return to sender, because I won't pay tax. I can't pay if I'm actually 6 cats meowing when I reach climax. Well, I would if anyone actually had sex with me. You're just wrong. My gender ain't about no vag or dong, it's all in your head. Adam and Eve just made up stories you read in bed. Like Jack and Jill, forcing stereotypes down our throats harder than my daddy will. I have a few daddy issues as well, so... This next one is actually inspired by Harry Baker. I completely ripped it off of him, so this is Card City. I created a city from cardboard. It wasn't much, but there were a few. And at first they seemed to have me ignored. So I started to add on to my creation, substandard cardboard imitations. In the beginning, a few small cereal box buildings here and there, and small car people that I'd start to tear. So I taped them, healed them in the only way I knew how. They started to believe me and would now bow. So I gave them more, cars and scrap stores, so that they could begin to thrive, more creations, and now my city started to feel alive. My car became less crude, and there was plentiful card food, and some even erected card statues. This was a paperclip landmark to which card people would all embark. And eventually, I had to expand, turn Card City into Card Land, a cardopolis that thrived in brown bad business. But then they found it hard to keep corrugated control. A few minor incidents were said to have taken its toll, so they started a cardocracy. A government the card had risen. They built plastic prisons and would no longer listen. They then desired for more, taxed all card families door to door, and were forced to vote on a paper politician that would be placed in a powerful position. They started to fight amongst themselves because they could not agree. More and more thought that they were the ones that could leave. Ooh. And so they divided, segregated, and became more than two-sided. They would all disagree. They'd fight for the place to have their perfect visionary, the battle of the stationary. Card carving card with craft knives, card killing card lives, wrecking with ruler rifles, a card cannon crushing each opposition, no more string schools, just card carnage, card catastrophe. And it went on till there was nothing left. Only evidence was remaining was embers of card flesh. My creation had burnt to the ground. What started off so small became nothing at all. I created a city from cardboard. I promise not all my stuff's depressing, but this one is also depressing. This one's about government, because fuck the government. Brown boots, green bag, labels it the best he's ever had, Woodstock, safety off, packs up his bags, it's off to Baghdad, or wherever the fuck the next will lay, because there's always going to be the older sending off the young, that's just their say. Always be some arrangement for oil or a rich Western country craving for the spoils, the wager that war brings, routine to process another bird to clip the wings, as in the end the canary never sings, as war is silence, silent on both sides, a chess game that's won a pawn with only pawns and lies. All's fair in love and war, anything to settle a score, screw up another family when occur another tragedy, while to you that's just number B64532, member of the rifle platoon. You give him a quick hero's burial, save a few recycled lines on the soldier's rise and fall, and move on to number B64533, because that's all it's seen as by an MP. Not a person with a name, but a counterpiece with nothing to gain. You exchange lies and lives. Well, let me tell you, the going rate is 0 to 5, and at 0800 hours comes the march of military powers. Ooh. Each individual like a toy to help gather more fucking money for a fucking needy boy, because that's just how politicians act. Like bullies on a playground spurting statistically forged facts to try and justify the reason. Like this other boy is 0.3% likely to commit one act of treason. Let's beat him. Very much justice, just cause, or rather just cause becomes just ignored. So while they're hired up inside the Houses of Parliament, another person lay dead in his own blood-bruised garments, fighting a war for which they were gained next to nothing. unlike the presidents and the political somethings, and an MP giving poor suggestions on how to run a country while the corporals save it. Shouldn't we be thanking the ones who have actually braved it? Brown boots, green bag. We're to label them the best fucking minute heroes we've ever had. Cool. I'll put you out of your misery now. Over to Jen.